One of the things that we know about kids is it's very hard for them, because of brain development and because of the power of addiction, very hard for them to resist and to get over that addiction. Roughly 1/3 of all kids who become regular smokers before adulthood will eventually die from smoking. Roughly 1/3. That's roughly 1 out of 3 kids who start. And yet we know that 95% of the people, of adult smokers, started when they were younger. That's astounding to me, 1 out of every 3. So I don't believe this is just about impairment. It's not just about getting in a car under the influence and hurting someone else. We have to look out for our kids. We did that with suntanning. We've done it with a variety of different bills. I believe it's imperative that we do that. Another thing, Mr. Speaker, we've talked a lot about cost containment in this chamber. I believe cost containment is really essential. The March of Dimes Foundation notes that tobacco use during pregnancy increases the risk of premature birth by more than 50% and low birth weight by as much as 90%. Babies born with these complications average $49,000 in medical costs during the first year, compared to $4,500 for a birth without complications. Colleagues, half of Oregon's births are paid for by Medicaid. 1 out of every 2 babies is born on Medicaid, and pregnant women on Medicaid are over 5 times more likely to smoke during pregnancy. The state is paying a disproportionate share of the financial cost of prenatal smoking. And whether or not you're a believer in universal health care or single-payer health care, this not only affects the public sector, it also affects the private sector. We know that private insurance companies also struggle with keeping the cost down for all of the people. And that has been another big topic on this floor, Mr. Speaker, the cost of private health care insurance. Lastly, another thing on this floor, economic development. We want to make sure that people are as productive as possible, which is why you've heard that the military supports this. In addition to that, we know that out of the $3 billion cost that was mentioned by the carrier, at least $1 billion of that is lost productivity to people who are at home because of asthma, emphysema, a variety of different things. With regard to whether we have a comprehensive approach to stopping smoking, whether we have tobacco master settlement money diverted to other things, I am aligned with the people that wish that it would go more to this. I am also aligned with the people on the floor that got up and said we should have a higher tobacco tax. I look forward to working on that with other people on the floor. I've introduced a tobacco tax every single session. I believe I've been here with the good chair of the Healthcare Committee. I do believe that that's essential, as is tobacco retailing, education, and a variety of different methods. However, it should not be confused with this bill. We need all of them, and it doesn't mean just because we don't have specific money funded at this point in time or that we've reduced that funding that we should not also pass this bill. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I encourage and I vote.
Further discussion?